extra hold seal. Nothing holds closer to real.
At Pearl, we know there are lots of reasons to get a spare pair of glasses.
For reading, of course.
For sports, you know, b-ball.
Ooh, these go with my outfits.
Well, now at Pearl, you can get that second pair free.
I lose stuff.
Just buy a pair of glasses, present the coupon from leading magazines or your local paper, and that spare pair is yours. For the best reason of all.
Hey, they're free.
Check out a Nissan Sentra, the #1 selling import in its class, and you may be surprised at what you'll find. A very roomy interior, an extremely reliable fuel-injected engine, and for a limited time, up to $1,000 cash back directly from Nissan. But see your Nissan dealer by July 5th or the money will be gone. Then you'll really be surprised.
John, another great seniors classic is over, and some great golf. Unfortunately, not that many people there to see it.
We've been talking about it a lot. Maybe next year. Let's keep our fingers crossed. A lot, as we just mentioned, was made of the lack of big names among the golfers for this weekend's tournament, but the quality of play was definitely worth the price of admission. What does the future hold? Mike Tirico looks into that on tonight's edition of Sports Plus.
The attendance at the 1989 Syracuse Seniors Golf Classic was about the same as last year, 20,000 fans. Pretty good considering the lack of big-name golfers in town. And with the attendance levels at a par for last season, the number of volunteers for this year's tournament increased.
I was impressed with the number of volunteers and the way they responded. It was different this year because we had the clubhouse and there were some logistics concerns that we had that were remedied. I really enjoyed the work we did this year.
People here, they really appreciate the tournament, and you meet a lot of nice people that come out and volunteer their time to help run the tournament, and you know, and you strike up a friendship with them. You know how much they really love golf to come out here, and that's what you leave the tournament with.
The tournament is looking to increase attendance, and like other national sports events, the organizers are looking to business.
We had some visitors from some of the other senior events who were up here earlier last week who gave us some tips on some corporate things we can do with the new clubhouse that we weren't sure we'd be able to do this year. So sure, we're learning, but there's a lot to do in the future.
Timing was a problem because of the U.S. Senior Open this coming week in Pennsylvania. Next season, the tournament in Syracuse goes the week of June 12th. That's head-to-head with the U.S. Open, which will present some new problems and alleviate some of this year's hassles.
It's not going to be a tough date for us going against the U.S. Open as far as getting a field here. I think that the only individual that qualifies is the U.S. Senior Open winner. I think the field will be stronger. I've talked to the PGA, and I think one of the things we might do next year is to have a little earlier tee time so people can come out, see these pros play, go back home, and maybe watch the tournament, the U.S. Open on television. So we're going to try to work those timing situations a little differently next year.
But for the time being, the indication is that this tournament is here to stay. With Sports Plus, Mike Tirico, News Center 5 Sports.
And guys, I know I had a good time. I've got the sunburn to show for us.
It was a great outing. Bill Motto is so optimistic, too. He said, if we sell one ticket, it's a success. But, you know, it has to be disappointing that you don't have 50 or 60,000 people.
And like you said, everything goes to charity, too.
Yeah, right.
So let's hope.
Okay, maybe next year.
All right.
Thank you, John. Tracy?
Topping our business news tonight, bad news for the housing industry. Even though mortgage rates are falling, sales of existing homes dropped 5.6% in May. That was the lowest sales level in 16 months. The experts expect the lower interest rates to begin pushing up sales for June and July. Optimism today in the battle against inflation. Federal Reserve Board Vice Chairman Manuel Johnson told reporters he's more confident, but he adds quickly that the fight against inflation is never ending. Wall Street today gave up half of what its Friday rally had produced, a post-crash high. The not-expected retreat cost the Dow 20 points. The average had climbed 40 points before the weekend. And trading in stock for Columbia Pictures Entertainment was heavy today. The stock was up more than 20 points amid heavy rumors of a possible takeover bid. A spokeswoman for Columbia is declining comment. When we come back, Marty has a sultry Fivecast.
The heat and humidity stay with us.
days, my kids will do anything to get me to take them to Burger King for the $1.49 kids meal deal. What they don't know is for $1.49, I take them every day. Right now, kids get a flame-broiled burger, regular fries, a drink, and a surprise treat of M&M's chocolate candies. It's a real deal.
Mom, get my glitter garage!
I'm sorry, I promised that to Tommy.
The $1.49 kids meal deal, now only at Burger King.
I'll sing and you fill in the word.
Okay, King Waldorf.
Happiness is...
Flashy whales.
Happiness is...
Waving tail kids sailing around and upside down.
Happiness is...
Marine land.
All right, ready? Happiness is...
A great big kiss.
Happiness is...
Being friends you miss kids floating on air and the wind in your hair.
Happiness is...
Marine land.
Cash is popping up at your Nissan dealer. You can get $500 cash back from Nissan on selected hard-body trucks, up to $1,000 cash back on reliable Sentras, and up to $2,000 cash back or special financing on selected Stanzas. So see your Nissan dealer now, because on July 5th, the money runs out.
Price break. A Price Chopper price break. Save on USDA choice beef shell sirloin steak, just $2.39 a pound at Price Chopper 24 hours a day.
An economical boost to farmers leads off the regional report tonight. From the offices of the Oswego Palladium Times, Gene Young reports on a new kind of fertilizer serving two purposes.
In Fulton, Miller Brewing Company's plans to help farmers and reduce waste shipments keeps moving ahead today. Miller began selling some of its brewery sludge last week as a fertilizer called Farm-On. Sales began after testing at Cornell University showed the organic nitrogen could be used by farmers. Miller says it'll also help another area of Oswego County, the landfill.
We'll be taking a sizable chunk of material out of the landfill that is just filling up expensive landfill space. And the interest to the farmer is a economical source of lime material and fertilizer.
Miller plans to keep expanding its Farm-On sales to farmers by the end of July. Miller generates 60 tons of the sludge every day. Farmers will save about 50% on fertilizer by buying the new product. And in Oswego, a city councilman continues to battle against what he claims are hazardous substances leaking in an old factory. Councilman Robert Riggio says he discovered leaking electrical transformers and other suspicious liquids in the old Brenneman Mills building. Riggio toured the facility last weekend and now wants a new environmental audit of the facility. Other city officials say they don't know what Riggio's agenda is for the Brenneman Mills building. The city doesn't own the property, but has said the DEC says it will inspect the property again later this week. The Oswego City Council is expected to discuss another eyesore tonight. The city's wanted to demolish the Flexo Wire building for a long time, but Oswego couldn't reach agreement with the Port Authority, which owns the building. City officials say the council will discuss a land swap with the port at tonight's meeting. The city gets title to Flexo Wire so it can demolish the building. In return, the Port Authority will get a 100-foot stretch of land near Wright's Landing for parking at a new proposed marina. In other news from across the region, state corrections officials say Cayuga County must now wait before selling its vacant jail to the state. Funding for the purchase didn't make it into the governor's omnibus corrections bill released over the weekend. Corrections Department spokesman Jim Plateau says the state's still interested in buying the facility to use it as a transfer station for prisoners going to other facilities across the state. But those purchase plans must now wait, at least until the next legislative session. And back in Oswego, city officials say they're moving closer to realizing the dream of a municipal beach here. City spokesman Eli Rappaport says Oswego passed its water quality hurdle and now needs help from some marine engineers. The engineers continue to work on making sure the beach and water area complies with state regulations. The state requires 1 foot of slope on the bottom for every 10 feet of water. The city hopes to get people swimming at this location before the end of the summer.
And one other note from Oswego County tonight. Just down the road in Port Ontario, preparations continue for a bicentennial celebration later this summer. The Selkirk Lighthouse stands at the end of Lake Road in Port Ontario. The community plans a bicentennial celebration August 6th for the U.S. Lighthouse Service, making the Selkirk Lighthouse the center of the festivities. Area residents also plan to start using the Selkirk Lighthouse again for the first time in nearly a century. The U.S. Coast Guard gave verbal approval to the idea. The new lamp will be automated and very different from the original whale oil lamp that burned here in the middle 1800s. With the regional report in Oswego, Gene Young, News Center 5.
Thank you, Gene.
Marty joins us now to tell us how hot it's going to get.
Very. Tomorrow, but there's some refreshing weather coming in by Wednesday, and so if you can hang on till then, temperatures are going to be backing down and our humidity will be going away. But in between now and then, we can see some very strong thunder showers moving through the area. Let's take a look at our day. First of all, temperatures topping off in the high 80s. Some areas hitting 90 degrees. 87 was our high in the city of Syracuse. 62 the low, records ranging between 96 and 42. Taking
I used to get after him a lot. I mean, he would just make all kinds of noises, and I'd get after him a lot for it.
You would be crazy?
Yeah. But I've got to where now I just don't pay no attention to him. Just let him go.
By the way, Homer makes a living with his sounds. He is paid $75 for an appearance.
Our top story tonight at News Center 5 at 6 o'clock.
A drowning on the Salmon River leaves a teenager dead.
Last seen thrashing in the water, yelling for help, and he was seen go down and hasn't been seen from since.
Remember me? Over the past few months, you've seen me successfully lose 30 pounds thanks to Nutrisystem. Now that summer is here, I'm enjoying bathing suit weather for the first time. Speaking of weather, here's Paul Burke, who recently joined Nutrisystem.
That's right, Sanda. Over the past 2 weeks, I've already lost 8 pounds. I'm forecasting a weight loss of 30 pounds. So why don't you join me? Call Nutrisystem at 446-5610. Nutrisystem, they succeed where diets fail you.
Come on, little brother, keep up. I found the perfect spot to put my greenhouse.
The way you work, you'll have to retire to use it.
I'm thinking about it.
Retirement. Your money should work harder than ever. Marine Midland Professionals and a Marine Gain Savings Plan can help.
What do you think?
What's the story?
Next year, the business is all yours.
Marine Gain Savings from Marine Midland. Let's work it out together.
Next, on News Center 5 at 6, a drowning in Oswego County prompts a search. The dangers of hazardous waste at home. And should we speed up the battle against AIDS?
Sunshine, fun time, friendlies in the summertime. Rich and creamy Sundays only, 99. It's going to 99 for a Sunday in the summertime. Friendlies, rich and creamy ice cream. It's gonna be a friendly summer.
For just 99 cents, you can get an original sundae right now when you buy any other sundae.
Hey!
Premium, rich and creamy sundaes, only 99 cents, but not for long.
It's gonna be a friendly summer.
Exotic alloys, complex designs. Today's automobile engines are minor miracles of efficiency and power, but at a price. They generate more of the damaging filth called sludge. Today, what's required is a motor oil scientifically formulated to virtually eliminate sludge. There is one, Haviland Superior Grade, at Faye's Drugs, obviously not your average drugstore.
WTVH.
Ron Curtis, Maureen Green, John Eaves, and Marty Skold. This is News Center 5.
Good evening again, everybody. Your ordinary cleaning products could be a hazard depending on how you dispose of them. But as reporter Carol Clark tells us, there is a way to do it safely.
They're used in everyday cleaning, household products. Some of these products can be dangerous if disposed of improperly. Some people tend to hang on to these cleaning materials even when they don't use them anymore.
But I am worried. You hate to waste products, you want to use them, but by the same token, you don't want them to be of a poison type thing to grandchildren or to fire, I suppose.
Some folks don't realize that you just don't throw away household products like this one in the garbage. The county is now trying to educate people about the dangers and help them to do away with hazardous waste products in the home. The city of Syracuse and the county have secured state funds to educate the public about the dangers of household hazardous waste. And if the county legislature coughs up the money, there will be a one-day collection of these household containers in September. Things like oven, rug, and toilet bowl cleaners, flea powder, and nail polish removers, to name a few.
It can't be thrown in the trash like other things because some of it's flammable, a lot of it is toxic. Some of it should be kept out of the groundwater or just out of the environment, such as DDT. I mean, we all know that's been banned and is illegal, but it's still out there.
Young says a consultant would be hired to handle the waste materials, then dispose of them at a hazardous waste landfill. This latest project is part of the county's solid waste management program. Carol Clark, News Center 5.
A Syracuse woman was struck by a car along a busy central New York highway during rush hour today. It happened along Route 81 North. 52-year-old Julianne Oldfield of Syracuse hit something on the highway. When she pulled off the road and got out of the car to see what it was, she was struck by a car.
I saw somebody just go flying, or something go flying, just like popcorn, it seemed, you know, and I says, what the heck, something really bad must have happened.
Oldfield is at University Hospital with back and pelvic injuries. No charges will be filed against the driver who hit her.
A federal health official says today that if you're worried about alar contamination of apples, don't be. Lois Meyer of the Food and Drug Administration says alar and other chemicals used on farms are the victims of misinformation. At a conference of the State Farm Bureau in Albany, Meyer says less than 1% of all fruits and vegetables tested show chemical levels above federal standards. Critics claim alar raises a risk of cancer.
School buses need to be safer, and members of the state Senate have some ideas about how to make them safer. A bill introduced today in the Senate would ban the use of buses that were built before the year 1977. It would also establish a pilot program, one using closed-circuit TV cameras inside and outside the vehicles.
I don't think it's a good idea at this point, and having drivers watching a camera, they have difficulty enough, you know, watching the children going down the road. It's a full-time job.
The bill would also require installation of two-way radios and loudspeakers. Oswego County search teams have been on the job for hours looking for a drowning victim in the waters of the Salmon River Reservoir. Gene Young reports the extremely rural location of the accident was just the beginning of problems for rescue crews.
Sheriff's deputies listened intently to a taped statement taken from one of the victim's friends. They kept listening, hoping to find some help that would narrow the search area. But from the time a 15-year-old boy disappeared this morning in these waters, search crews ran into problems.
There's not very good visibility out there. This was farmland that was flooded years and years ago. And there's old tree stumps, foundations, everything else underneath there that they're running into. And their visibility is very poor. It's from 0 to 3 feet.
A lot of tree stumps, a lot of debris. Visibility with the lights about 3 to 5 feet. Other than that, it's a little cool.
Okay, I got him down on Team 3.
That is Team 3.
How far down this way, Joe, are you going to go?
Time after time, one crew of divers would come back looking for another fresh team to go in. The background of this land led to very slow going in the search, but it didn't dim the optimism of the divers, who believed they would get the tragic job done.
There's not much of a current. It's just a sill about 3 feet. If you kick into it, it stirs it up and visibility goes to 0. So if you can stay above it, visibility is, like I said, 3 to 5 feet. We're going to lock a couple more passes, maybe.
Sheriff's officials refused to release the name of the victim this afternoon, even though his family has been notified. Divers and search crews say they plan to stay here until one of 3 things happens. They find the boy's body, they run out of fresh divers, or they run out of daylight. Gene Young, News Center 5.
There will be no vote tonight, but the drivers and mechanics of S&O bus lines will hear the company's latest contract proposal. The company put its latest offer on the table over the weekend, but the rank and file has made it clear they will not make concessions.
I'm not saying we're 100% correct, okay? All I'm saying is we know that we can't afford a $2 an hour wage cut.
The 80 drivers and mechanics will meet at the Wolf Street Union Hall tonight at 7 o'clock. The company says this is its final offer, but it wants to avert a strike. When we come back, the state legislature moves toward adjournment.
And Korean veterans still waiting for recognition.
Choosing the right brand of paint can really drive you up a wall. You know, scrubbable, durable, spatter-free. And guessing about whether or not the quality is there can be one big mess. So don't guess. Ask someone who really knows what it takes to make great paint. And Ace makes their own. Ace Paint. Don't get mixed up with all the others.
Ace Exterior Latex House Paint on sale now at Fisher Brothers for $10.97 a gallon.
1, 2, 3, 4. The City Mattress $4 sale. Come into any City Mattress and buy one of 21 comfortable mattresses from Sealy, Serta, Restonic, Chiropractic, or Stearns & Foster. And the matching box springs are just $4. Then we'll deliver and set up your new bedding and even remove your old bedding at no charge. The City Mattress $4 sale, just for you.
This summer, we're offering a special express pack, so you can drive into Wendy's and get a great meal fast. An old-fashioned hamburger, crispy fries, and a drink at a great price. My daughter Wendy said to me, "Wow, Dad, that's like a totally intense idea." I think that's good.
Get this summer's best deal, Wendy's Summer Value Express Pack, now for just $2.49.
Our hamburgers are the best in the business, or I wouldn't name the place after my daughter.
When Toyota decided to let the sticker do the talking, us sticker prices started working out, getting our deals in shape. With extra value packages of features that can save you hundreds on a great selection of Camrys. And factory-to-dealer incentives up to $2,500 make it the best time to deal. So see your Toyota dealer now and ask about financing that's no sweat. Could I have a towel? Thanks.
If your schedule leaves no time for banking, try KeyBank and have more time on your hands. KeyBank for convenient banking.
A rescue effort is underway downstate in New York City's East River. A 600-pound, 6-foot white-sided dolphin worked its way into the river. An Ocean Research Foundation has begun trying to herd the fish back out to sea by creating noises in its path. Right now, the researchers are worried that the visitor could die from the stress caused by the crowds it's drawing to the riverside.
Last January, when state legislative leaders issued a schedule calling for adjournment on June 30th, everyone laughed. It had been years since the lawmakers wrapped up business by then. But June 30th is approaching, and those legislative leaders say they should be able to meet their goal. With the override vote on the veto of the death penalty bill scrapped, the leadership says there are no major obstacles to leaving Albany on Friday night.
This week marks the 39th anniversary of the Korean War. Donna Speziale has more on what many people referred to as the Forgotten War.
It was back in 1950 when this war began. It is the war after World War II and the war before Vietnam. 33,000 U.S. men were killed, 103,000 wounded in action. Still, many don't remember.
It was never formally declared a war, and those men who fought it primarily were what they called retreads from World War II brought back in, and those young men that were drafted on it had no idea what was going on.
Those who served in this war feel we don't understand the sacrifices that were made.
We were a kind of non-entity. If you remember correctly, historically, there was never any real war declared. We were the aftermath of World War II, the kind of cleanup operation.
It got very little publicity after it was over, and Korean vets really only had each other to talk to about it, and if you weren't a Korean vet, you didn't know what we were talking about.
In Onondaga County, there is a constant reminder that pays tribute to the men and women who fought in Korea and in Vietnam. It is the first memorial dedicated to those two wars. When we look back at our wars, vets want us to think about what we have today.
We love our liberty, we take it for granted. We love our lifestyle, we take it for granted. We love the standard of living that we have, we take it for granted.
Donna Spezialy, News Center 5.
As you can imagine, people suffering from AIDS want the best medical treatment, the latest drugs available. But some of those drugs are so experimental and dangerous, the government has severely restricted who can and who cannot get them. Now, as Scott Atkinson reports, that may be changing.
In an interview with the New York Times, the head of federal AIDS research calls for a major change in the way experimental AIDS drugs are distributed. Right now, the government severely limits access to those drugs. Only a small number of AIDS patients get them while the drugs are being tested. But the chief federal AIDS researcher advocates giving promising drugs to some AIDS sufferers through their doctors. At the same time, those drugs are being tested in clinics. An AIDS expert at University Hospital in Syracuse agrees more AIDS sufferers should get drugs. But Dr. Donald Bornstein says this new federal proposal is not quite the right way.
No one wants to withhold something from somebody who could be helped by a drug, just for nice studies. But we're talking about things that we have no idea whether they'll help or harm.
Bornstein sees a problem. Giving AIDS patients access to experimental drugs without proper controls may make it harder to know which drugs work and which don't. Instead, Bornstein says, more AIDS patients should be included in the regular clinical tests of drugs. And people who are very, very sick with AIDS should get a chance at the new drugs.
We need to not only be compassionate, but also be smart and be informed. And if people are desperate, one ought to assess the situation and see whether they're in a situation that is really desperate.
For AIDS researchers, the problem now is striking a balance between what is good science here and what is human and decent and helping here. Scott Atkinson, News Center 5.
Next in the weather, no break yet in our heat wave.
Marty has the Fivecast coming up.
Hairspray for the wife.
A card sent to my honey. Lollipops. Keep her quiet. A whole string of them.
Save now at Faye's on Haviland Superior Motor Oil. Only 49 cents a quart after rebate when you buy 12. 16-ounce M&M chocolate candies in plain or peanut are just $1.97 a bag. And these Mother's Car Care products are all 25% off. There really is something for everyone at Faye's.
Get an extra bang out of your 4th of July food dollar with sensational savings from P&C. Like great tasting plump Purdue whole fryers, P&C priced at only 78 cents a pound. Take home red ripe, sweet and juicy whole watermelon, just $2.98 each. And treat the gang to Northwest sweet Bing cherries, only 98 cents a pound.
P&C, price champion, people care about you.
There are calories and calories. A Tic Tac, for instance, has just 1.5. Lifesavers and Breath Savers, on the other hand, have more than 7 calories each. So eating one of these instead of one of these can add up to maybe hundreds of extra calories in a month. Those aren't my kind of calories. My kind of Tic Tacs, 1.5. The kind you can burn off making dinner reservations, hailing cabs, breathing.
If the biggest thing standing between you and a new car is the down payment, your Hyundai dealer can be a big help with a check for $1,000 cash back from the factory on any new Excel GLS you buy during Hyundai Value Days. Could be your down payment, could also be your biggest chance ever to own America's best-selling import car. So see your Hyundai dealer today and see why this is simply too big a deal to write off. Rush into your local Hyundai dealer during Hyundai Value Days today. Time is limited.
Good morning. I'm a Bryant and Stratton graduate, and I'd like to drop off my resume.
Bryant and Stratton Business Institute. We put you in demand.
Marty joins us now. She says it's a fan night or sheet night.
Or crank up the air conditioning night. Certainly is going to be muggy tonight, as it will be tomorrow. But by the time Wednesday rolls around, most of this humidity will be gone. Let's take a look at our day. Temperatures climbing well into the 80s, as well as our humidity being up there too. 87 degrees was the high, 62 the low, records ranging in between 96 and 42. If we take a look at our current conditions, mostly sunny skies, 83 degrees, 28 Celsius. 29.86 and falling on the barometer. 65% relative humidity at this hour. Winds out of the northwest at 7 miles an hour. Let's take a look at your hometown, see what's going on. Plenty of sunny skies up to the north. Few clouds down to the south. We are going to see the onset of some clouds and some thunder showers occurring both tonight and tomorrow. We will have some breaks in those clouds and see kind of a mix of clouds and sun, especially tomorrow. Temperatures very warm, 90 degrees in Central Square, down to 85 in Norwich, 85 in Ithaca, 80 over in Geneva. Let's take a look now at the national picture and see what's going on. There is a cold front that is breaking the nation right in half, moving through the Midwest, bringing with it some showers and some thunder showers. We're going to see the effects of that coming in late tomorrow night, which could bring us some heavy thunderstorms, also bring some downpours and some high winds and that sort of thing, and so we'll have to keep an eye on things tomorrow. Tropical storm Allison is now off the coast of Texas, bringing plenty of rain. Up to 10 to 15 inches of rain could fall on the coast of Texas, moving into Louisiana within the next 24 hours. So keeping an eye on Tropical storm Allison. She's now up to 65 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour is when it turns over into a hurricane. As for us, we look for some showers and some thunder showers tonight. Let's take a look at that. Warm and muggy, scattered showers and thunder showers, low 65, light and variable winds. Here's the Fivecast for you. Certainly looks better towards the end of the week, as our humidity will be gone and our temperatures will be down to pretty normal for this time of year. Taking a look at Tuesday, showers and thunder showers bringing us some nice skies on Wednesday. Sunshine on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, with temperatures being in around the mid-70s up to 80 degrees, 83 on Saturday, with sun clouds and a chance of a shower coming in. So tomorrow might be a day where we see a lot of thunderstorms rumble through, but that is really going to get our humidity out of there as the storm passes through, bringing us some nice refreshing air to follow.
Great, that's good news.
Okay.
Thanks, Marty. Still ahead, Wimbledon is underway.
And Major League Baseball swung back today in the Pete Rose saga. John Eves with details next.
Talk about pressure. Few lawns in the world demand attention like this one. That's why John Deere is the official supplier of grounds care equipment to the Statue of Liberty. The best equipment, the best dealer support, the best choice for this lady and for America's other landmark lawn, yours.
It's weekend freedom time. See your John Deere dealer for information on the full lawn and garden line.
Excuse me, ma'am. When's the last time you checked your car's underwear?
You gotta go, Monroe.
At Monroe Muffler Brake, our in-store computer system, state-of-the-art equipment, and trained specialists keep your car's performance high, car care bills low. Today's high-tech cars and trucks need high-tech know-how for service. For quality, low-price under-car care, you gotta go, Monroe.
You gotta go, Monroe.
The future of under-car care.
Was it a timeless rage that carved through the stone? Or the claws of a great beast that scarred the face of the earth? Was it waters that raged from eternal mountain peaks? Or the summonings of an ancient rain dance that blustered the passage floor? Of all the world's secrets, it is enough to know that which still cannot be explained can still be experienced. Darien Lake's new Grizzly Run.
The Empire State Cadillac Dealers' second annual 10th Spectacular is in full swing. Come in now through Monday and make your best deal on any 1989 Cadillac. Top values include the newly redesigned DeVille and Fleetwood, now even longer and more luxurious, with potent V8 power that leaves Lincoln in the dust. The 10ths are full of Cadillac values, with special factory incentives and a great selection of Cadillac models, colors, and options. Don't miss the 10th Spectacular, now through Monday at your local Empire State Cadillac dealer.
Well, the Pete Rose saga takes still another turn, doesn't it?
I think I'm going to have time to get a law degree so I can figure this whole thing out before they settle it, you guys.
This really, though, was a very unusual decision by the judge.
Well, hometown decision, I think.
Right,
well,
right.
Stay tuned. There's a lot more to happen. Major League Baseball began their legal battle against Pete Rose today. Lawyers for Commissioner Bart Giamatti have gone to court to appeal yesterday's ruling by Judge Norman Nadell that gave Rose a 2-week reprieve from meeting with the commissioner and having him decide Rose's fate on alleged gambling charges. Now, Giamatti says he's going to fight yesterday's ruling tooth and nail.
Nobody's told me why it would be in my interest to prejudge Pete Rose. Why would I have any interest in doing it? I haven't got any interest in prejudging anybody. I have worked very hard to maintain a fair and impartial atmosphere. I even tried to maintain confidentiality, as I repeatedly said, for Pete Rose's sake. It, frankly, is enormously disappointing that the court would interfere in baseball.
Rose's lawyers now have until Wednesday to file a response to today's appeal by Major League Baseball. And late today, Judge Nadell released the report gathered by the commissioner on Rose's alleged gambling. Well, the fortnight of Wimbledon got underway today at the All-English Tennis Club, and defending champion Stefan Edberg was a winner. He beat Kristen Prideman right here of Canada in 3 straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, and 6-1. However, top-seeded Ivan Lendl struggled as he beat Nicolas Perrier of Venezuela. He won in 5 sets. Come on, John, too much golf this week. 10th-seeded Jimmy Connors beat a Russian in a good match, 6-3, 6-2, 4-6, and 6-3. Jimmy still showing some nifty moves at the net as he moves into the next round. And how about 9th-seeded Michael Chang, of course, the winner at the French Open a few weeks back over Bill Scanlon of America in 4 sets. Let's take a look at some of the other winners in the first round today. As we said, Lendl, Boris Becker advances, so does Mats Wilander. There is Chang. Scanlon, that is a misprint. He did lose to Chang. Connors wins today on the ladies' side. Sukova and McNeil advance. Both Steffi Graf and John McEnroe will play tomorrow. Okay, yesterday's 8th Money Syracuse Senior Golf Tournament was decided on the next to last hole. It all came down to the par 5 17th. Jim Dent, playing one group ahead of Saturday's leaders, hit a monstrous drive, then hits this 6-iron to within a few feet of the pin. Then he will knock the putt in. He has his Eagle 3 and went from 13 under par to 15 under.
Well, I'm trying to put it up there where I have a putter. You're going to just come out perfect. It's in about 3 feet, and hey, man, you're shaking all over here to that close.
Then it was first and second round leader Dick Hendrickson's turn. He hit in the bunker on his second shot. He missed his birdie putt and settled for par. He knew that was definitely the difference.
I screwed up on 17. It was simple. If I'd have been 10 yards shorter or longer, it would have been easy to make the decision, but I was just in between. And I didn't want to hit a shot that went over the green. So as a result, I didn't go over the green. I was in the bunkers.
And for the victory, Dent picked up a nice check for $45,000. He says he'll be back next year. Not bad for 3 days' work. Also in golf today, 102 players turned out for the Onondaga County Junior Championship. It was held at Westdale Country Club. Today's winner was Mike O'Day, who fired a 69. John O'Connell came in second. Well, the NBA will hold their annual college players draft tomorrow night in New York. The general, former SU star Sherman Douglas, is expected to be taken either late in the first round or early in the second. We'll have complete draft coverage for you tomorrow night. And how about Larry Bird? He played in his first competitive basketball game yesterday out in Indiana. A charity, the Larry Bird Classic, looked very, very good. Of course, this was his first game back since he had those both heels operated on last November and missed almost the entire NBA season. As I mentioned, guys, Larry looked very good last night. He scored 33 points, and his team was victorious. There we have it in sports.
Okay.
Thanks, John.
Ben.
Just ahead from News Center 5, teaching children how to deal safely with electricity.
And we'll introduce you to the newest member of our News Center 5 family.
Your local Ford dealer is turning up the heat on Ford Ranger STX with hot deals on Hot Wheels. Choose low 2.9 APR financing or save over $1,700, including $750 cash back. Get a powerful fuel-injected engine, cloth bucket seats, cast aluminum wheels, steel-belted radials, and more. Ranger STX. Buy now for low financing or big cashback savings.
Not far away lies the enchanted kingdom of beauty and the beast. It's Marineland. enjoy beauty and the beasts this summer. Marineland in Niagara Falls, Canada. It's a fairy tale come true.
Price Blast.
Lots of people make noise about low prices, but Grossman's guarantees it. If you find the exact item for less, we'll beat it by 10%. Grossman's guaranteed lowest prices. They're so good, we don't have to shout. Don't miss Grossman's holiday values on concrete mix. It's perfect for posts or patios. Now at a great Grossman's price. And it works for walkways, too.
Hi, my name is Ricky. This is my sister Nicole, and this is our pal, Harvey Tucker.
And this is Harvey's World. Safe, soft cotton for Central New York. Hospitals where patients older and brand new wear and sleep in the cotton he provides. Your nursery. You see, Harvey Tucker is Diety Service, bringing cotton, not chemicals, to the baby you love.
Harvey, you're a softie.
Diety Service. Softness that's out of this world.
If she asked me, I'd have the baby for her.
Yeah, well, you're going to have to get a different doctor for that.
Monday at 7 on WTVH 5.
Right now, let's go to the newsroom and Bob Kirk for a look at what's coming up on News Center 5 at 11.
Well, Ron, we're heading out to Seneca Falls tonight. That's where the Women's Hall of Fame is, but it may not be there much longer. The hall needs $100,000 to stay in business. So far, it's only raised about a third of that. We'll get a progress report. And plans in the making for downtown Syracuse. Among them, street fairs, craftsmen, and sidewalk musicians. Find out what it's all about tonight at 11. Tracy?
Thanks, Bob. White makeup, funny clothes, and some goofy skits greeted young people at the Southwest Community Center today. But Lou Galino reports there was an important message behind the gags.
Understand, boys and girls? Good.
Meet Zip and Zap.
What else, Zap? That's right, a radio.
They're not your ordinary clowns. There's more to their mission than bringing a smile to a young face. You might say they're clowns with a message.
If you hear thunder or see lightning, do you know why? Well, the lightning could strike the tree, and it could be charged with electricity. And if you touched it, Zap, it could shock you.
All the clowning around is an attempt by Niagara Mohawk and a group of safety engineers to teach kids about the dangers of electricity, a danger one clown knows firsthand.
The idea came about because I was a near electrical fatality at the age of 4. I stuck live wires into an outlet and blew all of the fuses in a 4-family house and was thrown across part of the room.
Zip says the kids are great. They passed their quiz with flying colors. Lou Galino, News Center 5.
Normally, Maureen Green would be sitting here next to me, but as you know, she left a while back to have a baby. Last night, the blessed event took place at Krause-Irving Memorial Hospital. Charles McCann Green came into the world at 10:30 p.m. Today, the 8-pound, 11-ounce boy met his older brother Harry and big sister Natalie. Mother and child are doing just fine. Maureen will return to Channel 5 later this summer. And husband and father Steve Green also doing very well.
Looks like he held up okay.
He did indeed. I spoke to Maureen this afternoon. She is feeling fine, says she'll be in to see us very soon.
Great.
So we're looking forward to that.
Great. Congratulations, Moe.
That's it for now. Coming up next, the CBS Evening News with Dan Rather. And for all of us here at News Center 5, I'm Ron Curtis. Have a good evening.